I'm killing two birds with one stone right now.
¿Por qué?
Because I have to do this quickly. I have to eat. I'm losing my voice. I'm all over the place. But I wanted you two to be here so that I could get y'all's takes. Shit, Brie already doesn't like the way that I'm framing this. But I saw this past week 3 instances of women being jealous of women and or hating on women or talking shit. And I just want to start off right off the front. First of all, welcome to the Genesis episode 44. We're talking about why women hate each other. If they hate each other, maybe they don't hate each other. I don't know how to frame it right. It's a little clickbaity, but I'm curious, and I'm not trying to like have a opinion of like a male opinion of my own, but I was under the impression that y'all all went to the bathroom together so that y'all could like help each other out and hold each other's hair with y'all throwing up in the bathroom and this, that, and the third, y todo el pedo. So I'm like, what's going on? I saw one video where it was like it was 2 hot takes, the podcast, and it was like, am I the asshole for wearing sexy clothes around my friend's boyfriend? Which there's context to that. She wasn't the asshole. And secondly, I saw a coworker of mine that was going to dinner with her fiance and her fiance's friend, which happens to be a girl. My coworker's a girl. And she said, I gotta go home. I gotta get ready because it's my fiance's friend. She's a girl, so I gotta look better than her. And I was like, why you gotta look better than her? She was like, because that's her friend. That's a girl. I can't show it up looking like I gotta look better than her. And it weirded me out. And then second, I saw a tweet somewhere online that said, it was a girl writing this that said, natural bodies are for broke bitches. so I was like, why am I seeing so much antagonizing women antagonizing women? So I want to know.
It's like open the floor over to.
I have some feelings about this topic.
Okay, well, do you want to go first, or do you want to go first?
I mean, I'm just gonna attack that topic
go first.
in general. So
let's go.
I feel like this is kind of been a prompt for like the longest time, where people talk about like, oh, women hate each other and women are like backstabby and this and that, yada yada, whatever. I don't think that's a woman in general thing. I think that's just an insecure people thing. Especially because like, I mean, we would have conversations, me and you, Juan, about how men attack other men and how men go for each other and whatnot.
But we talk about women, so let's focus it on women.
But this is why I'm saying. This is why I dislike the prompt, because it's like, it's not about, and not every woman is like that. But there are definitely women out there that are, of course. But there are men out there that are. There are just people in like it's people. If you're insecure, if you're an insecure person, of course you're gonna have to like lower the people around you because your ass is insecure and you don't know how to fuck to work with that. Like.
To be fair, though, men don't like each other. So I can very quickly say, men as a general in a competition setting, we don't like each other. We don't like. Unless you're my homie. If you're my friend, I got you. If I don't know you, what are you doing? What? Say excuse me.
Neta?
Yeah. Like men are assholes to each other all the time, like nonstop. About everything, the way you look, about the way you smell, about the way you everything, anything you can possibly think of. Men are clowning each other for it. If I got more money than you, if I got less money than you, like if you ugly, if you still live with your moms, like everything, men are assholes to men about in general, right? Now. There is a subset of people, like older men that are like, yeah, man, I'm not an asshole. I'll help you guys out. There's like self-help people and like, you know, advice gurus and shit, right? Where like, you know, you think about somebody like Gary V, who's like helps people out a lot, right? There's humanitarians out there. That's what I'm saying. But like, by and large, like men don't go into any setting thinking, oh, I'm gonna like. Oh, these people are my friends. Like that's not how we like walk in a room. Like there's 50 guys here. I have 50 friends. Like no, that's not how we do it. So whereas girls, the reason I frame it that way is because I see girls at the club or at the bar or anything, and if a hot girl walks by, they're like, yes, girl, you fucking killing it. Guys don't do that. I'm not complimenting no guy on anything that he's wearing ever. And I've never been like, dude, is that a sports coat? I like the plaid. What's going on right now?
Touching
like,
on
I wouldn't do that. Whereas like girls are like, she just walked in. She just walked in.
Work.
She eating today, right? Like,
yeah.
I see girls do that to each other all the time. So in my mind, girls are more supportive. And then in this, this past week, I'm like, wait, mind you,
there's only a select group of women that you see do that. So and those women, I do that. For instance, I do that a lot. That's how I like pick up people at the bars or whatever, or like make friends at the bars. It's because we're not insecure. So it kind of goes back to like what Brie was saying, because I'm not insecure. Like I, do all of those situations that you're talking about, like both, like, am I the asshole for wearing like something provocative around my friend's boyfriend? No, bitch, you're not the asshole. Wherever the fuck you want, it doesn't matter. But also the other one was like, I would never care about, I want to look like the best, like the nicest woman in the room. I don't give a fuck about your dusty friend. Like that's not my competition. My competition is me and Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking. This bitch said Beyonce. Like if you gonna put it out there, I'm not thinking like, oh, like, and
my competition, the ego on your brain, the is fucking next level.
But this is the thing. It's like in my mind, it's not because I actually think that I hold competition to Beyonce. It's because I don't think I hold there's no competition. Like I don't feel like there is a need to compete with a woman. So like if a Beyonce were to walk into the room, if a whatever person were to walk into the room and they look good, they just look good. Like whatever.
We look good together.
Yeah, like
line up.
Like all up in line. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. But also the other comment
Come on, girl, let's get information. Right? That's what she meant, right? That's what she meant. Like everybody here looking fly, line up.
Yeah.
But behind me though.
Yeah.
That's what Beyonce said.
Literally. But like I said, like it's the idea that and then the third one that you said that was like, oh, like what'd you say? You gotta have your body done or something?
Natural bodies are for broke bitches.
Natural bodies are for broke bitches. So no, but that's not anything wrong. Natural bodies can be pretty. There's a lot of fake bodies that look ugly. Parecen like those ugly fish that you take out of their pressure.
But I think
that look, you know what I mean?
I think the sentiment behind that is to be like a top quality girl. You've got to have money, and when you got money, you might as well get your tits done. You might as well get your BBL.
And I will say this as somebody who's an advocate for like doing whatever the fuck you want, and cosmetic surgery being one of them. I have literally said this week, yo, you're not ugly, you're just broke, like multiple times this week, because
I feel like that's a better way to say it though.
Yeah.
Like you're not ugly, you're just broke is feels more empowering than natural bodies are for broke bitches.
I don't know, but I also,
especially if a woman's the one saying it. It was a woman saying like natural bodies are for broke bitches.
I don't know, because like, my instant reaction to saying that to one of my friends was also, we're not ugly, we're just broke. Aren't we so lucky that we're at least pretty and broke? And my friend was like, your ego is so high. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm such a pretty bitch. Like I'm like literally, but that's like a thing. It's like, but again, it goes to the point. Like I might not be the prettiest bitch around, but in my mind, I'm the prettiest bitch to me. So I don't give a fuck about your opinion if you don't think I'm pretty. But that translates to me not being an insecure woman. So I don't hate on women.
So you think it's just
insecurity?
Insecurity. So what about that? But don't you think? I'm just gonna keep pushing back because I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't you think the girl that said natural bodies are for broke girls? You don't think she's very secure because she got the fake body?
No, you can still be insecure with having a fake body.
Yeah.
Like having a fake body doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the most secure woman. Well, you might really like the way you look now, but your mental state might still.
After the surgeries, you'd be like, man, I look fly. So her confidence is higher, right?
Confidence and insecurity are not the same thing. Though.
Like people can be insecure even though they're pretty as hell. Like people will be some of the prettiest fucking people and whatnot, and still be hella insecure and still have problems with like.
Right.
With other people.
Or are you saying she got the surgeries because she's insecure?
That's an argument that a lot of people like to say. And I think
Or
that
just lazy, like you didn't want to do the squats.
I think you're just insecure in general, and I don't think any amount of surgery is going to take that away from you. So you could be more confident because you have a prettier body, because you have a prettier.
So a natural body woman's response to natural bodies or for broke girls is
Shut up, you're insecure.
Is fake bodies are insecure people.
They can be. It can be. I would say either one can be insecure. So this is the thing, because it's like confidence and insecurity.
I need you to be flagrant.
Are not.
I need you to pick a side.
I can't. Because I don't think...
Do all girls that have cosmetic surgery, are all girls that have cosmetic surgery insecure?
No, because I'm not an insecure woman and I want to go get cosmetic surgery. This bitch about to get her veneers. That's because I want to be a prettier bitch.
Being a secure person and being a confident person, those don't always come with just, I mean, like some people might be like real insecure before and then get like work done or something and then be like, okay, I'm feeling myself now and whatnot. But like some people are ugly and confident as hell. I'm like, you go.
Right.
You go,
and
girl.
So, exactly. Like, and some people are ugly and confident and they're like, why do I need the cosmetic surgery if I'm confident already? I don't need it. But if somebody
I know I'm ugly.
But if somebody's gonna get cosmetic surgery, yeah, maybe you can convince me that there's somebody that says, actually that's not even my stance. So I don't, but like you can make the argument, that somebody that's getting cosmetic surgery is insecure. That's why they're getting it. Like, if you were confident, you wouldn't want it. You wouldn't need it. But right? In a way, like,
it's weird because do
all people, I would even include men. Like, do all men that are getting work done to any shape, whatever, like any form, are they insecure?
Because that's the thing, though. It's like that also poses the question. If you're saying that, it poses the questions of anybody who goes to work out and better their body. How you eat your thing like that?
I don't want to make a point, so
you
make out with your corn dog.
Okay. You don't make out with your corn dogs?
Look, I'm hella jealous of that corn dog right
now. Okay, so you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, this is
the argument you're making is that, like, is people that like just work on their body in general, like even if it's fitness, that they're insecure about something. The rebuttal that I have to that,
bitch, that's not my argument.
you said you said you could say the same thing about people that go work out.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, so people can say that, but I don't think that that's what that means. Because you can be somebody who goes to work out for the health, for the fitness, to look better. Yes, that's part of the outcome, but be a very secure and confident person. But you can also be the person that's like at the gym doing ego lifts, and it's just like, it's all about like trying to be who you.
Sure. You could be a person. You could be a person that was more healthy before you went and worked out, and then you got into a really unhealthy cycle with your body and like your what is it called? Like how you think of your body and whatnot.
You get body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
My rebuttal to that argument, if should somebody make it, is the benefits to working out is health reasons. What health reasons do people have to get work done on their body that are purely aesthetic? It is just an aesthetic decision.
I mean, not always, because if we really want to go into just like,
well, I guess if you guys huge tits and it's hurting your back and you get like, diminishing, like if you get a breast reduction,
people that were born with like cleft lips and stuff, that's still.
Well, yeah,
like,
but we're
surgery,
talking about like,
I know, I get,
but that's not health reasons either. That's still an aesthetic reason. The only health reason I can think of is if you got giant boobs and it's hurting your lower back and it's messing you up and you need breast reduction.
Or like when you got a nose job.
I mean, people
or like
also,
when I got a nose job because I couldn't breathe.
people get what is it called? Like not liposuction, but like there's one for if you're like really overweight, they get it done and it can better their.
Yeah, but that's not cosmetic. That's gastric bypass. That's a
like
operation. It's an organ procedure. They close up your stomach.
It makes smaller.
That doesn't. The results may change the way that you look in the same way that like if you have a thyroid condition, you know it can change the way that you look, right? Or if you got cancer, it's gonna change the way that you look. Yeah. But that's not an aesthetic cosmetic surgery.
I would say
by that definition, chemo.
I would say that surgery. For the most part, I think our wanting to change certain like cosmetic things do root from some sort of insecurity. So let's say this. I, for one, want jobs done on my face, right? And you could argue that I don't need it because I'm perfect. But the idea of it behind is like there is still like I haven't always been secure and confident. There was points in time where I was very insecure and I felt very insecure about certain things. I had a very low self-esteem, all that shit, which is the reason why I want them now. Even right now, even though right now I'm like, oh, I look great. I feel great. I don't have.
But there's still a level of insecurity there.
No, it's not that. It's not necessarily a level of insecurity because I'm a very secure person. But this is the thing. I became a very secure person outside of my
right.
Outside of my appearance.
So then why would you do it?
So just because I want to now. Now it's just because it's like,
what purpose would it bring? Would it make you more confident? Would it make you more?
Maybe.
Would it make you feel better that you feel prettier?
Yeah.
Would it help your self-esteem?
Yeah. I also think like, so this is the thing, because there's for instance, the things that I want to get done, right? So like I want to get like veneers. So I want like a prettier smile because one, I kind of fucked it up when I got braces. So like I fucked up my teeth because I was supposed to not have a gap in my teeth, and then I do have a gap in my teeth, and now I'm not supposed to, yada yada, right? For health reasons is not at all related to that. But there's also things, for instance, like for women, I feel like part of the insecurities also, I don't think necessarily that they're coming from like any deep rooted, like hard, like woman on woman rivalry. I think a lot of it also partly comes from like society's like kind of nasty behavior towards women, because like for instance, some of the cosmetic surgery stuff that I want is things like Botox because I don't want lines on my face and shit like that. And they're like, oh yeah, you should start young. Like you should start getting like preventative whatever shit done on your face because of yada yada and shit like that. So it's like I think part of the reason why it might seem like women are being pit against each other, it's because society is pitting them against each other necessarily. Like I don't think it's a natural like byproduct of our own insecurities. I do think part of it is very much just like society saying, you gonna let her talk to you like that type of thing? Like, you gonna let her think that? You gonna let her whatever? Like, really? Like, this person this person that? And it's just like this constant controversy of just society telling you you're supposed to look one way, somebody telling you you're supposed to look the other, and then all of a sudden y'all are like, well, you don't look better than me and I don't look better than you, and then all of a sudden they're all insecure, and it's just like same shit. So
I feel like I have a very my feelings on surgery and like cosmetic surgery and whatnot is just very much so, if you're doing it, and this is something that like you can't really tell unless you are the person, right? But if you're doing it for yourself, in the sense of like, let's say you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't feel like you're looking at yourself, right? For whatever reason. And you feel like you need to get something done to make yourself feel like yourself, like, oh, now I'm seeing myself in the mirror. Then I think all the power to you. Mm-hmm. Whatever that is that you feel you have to do, whether you want to get your nose done, whether you want to get your cheeks done, filler in your lips, whatever. Yeah. But I feel like the second you start doing stuff that's just following the trend of what society says is pretty, then that's where it starts to go off into like a more like unhealthy, like, oh, you're just doing it for the, because you're insecure and you just want people to like you.
But what if that is the first standpoint is fueled by insecurity?
So, and that's my thing. I'm like, it's a hard, like nobody else can tell you whether or not like you're doing it for the reasons of you feeling like yourself or not, you know, so because somebody can be getting hella surgery done, like a bunch of surgery and whatnot, but at the end of the day, if they're doing it for themselves, like it's a very fine line, but I feel like that's for yourself to decide. Yeah. For yourself to like see what it is that, you know, but if I feel like with like Kim Kardashian, let's say, it seems like she's always just doing whatever it is that's like, oh, this is what society thinks is pretty. Like, we're going to do this for the likes, for the views, for the, you know, like the Kardashians in general.
Interesting.
Because I think the Kardashians are very much like fuelers, but
yeah,
I think they fuel the trend. So like they are part of the originators of the trend.
I think Kardashians try to be black, and they because
that was such a thing that like people were like admiring black bodies on people that aren't black.
Oh, that's like
right, but that started with them.
Yeah,
people weren't admiring like
Are you kidding?
At least from my understanding, people
Sir
weren't.
Mix-a-Lot song? Like,
Yeah, but all those
I like big
but
butts and I cannot lie.
Right, but all those women were black. Sir Mix-a-Lot is a black artist. All those women in that video were black at that time. All those rap videos, all like the Tupac videos and the Dr. Dre videos, it was all black girls.
It was all black women, yeah.
Yeah, but they
Right,
started.
Superhead was
but
black. Like that,
that
everything
became cool.
Yeah,
and like people
hip-hop's
were
always been cool.
like so then all of a sudden they were like, oh yeah, like we like this music, we like this culture.
And Kim Kardashian
So they appropriated
and by extensions maybe her family, they all have a thing for black guys, so they want to appeal to black men, so they make themselves look like black women. But I feel like they're the pioneers of that. No more so they were chasing a trend. I think people are chasing a trend now because they're the pioneers of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I do feel like
but either way, it is a societal thing that you're talking
yeah.
about, where it's there. Somebody's chasing a trend. All these BBLs that are happening now, it's a trend chasing.
That was a
thing.
huge trend.
So like, all these white girls that are doing this, it's a trend.
It's a little weird.
Whether Kim K originated it or whatever
It's
it is,
a little
whatever the hell
weird
that
because
was,
it's
it
like,
doesn't
for
matter because it's
instance,
still a trend.
For instance, like I obviously not being part of the black community and not being part of the white community, so it's a little different. But like we growing up, you maybe don't remember this, but in Hispanic culture, like the idea of having like a very voluptuous body has been a trend forever. Like that hasn't actually been like that wasn't revolutionized by Kim K in like Hispanic culture. Like everybody wanted to go to Colombia and get themselves the hourglass figure because
that was because of Sofia Vergara. That wasn't.
But that's because Latinos, I do think, because are like heavily influenced also by Afro Latinos. So like there being Afro Latinos in Latin America, it does become obviously part of it, and a lot of it is originated from black women. Now there wasn't anybody in specific that like revolutionized in Latin culture, because naturally Hispanic women do also tend to be a little bit curvier. They just went to go get certain things done to accentuate the curves. A lot of them already.
There's a reason why BBLs are Brazilian butt lifts.
Exactly.
Right? There's a reason why it's like that. But at least in terms, I mean, maybe the difference between American culture is that maybe American culture for sure, they're very passive and very forgetful of black women. Yeah. And white women with the same features get accented and glamorized, right?
Yes.
But in Latin culture, it doesn't tend to be that way. All the women that have always been sex icons have not necessarily been white, but not necessarily been black. They've just looked a certain way. You have Shakira, Sofia Vergara, what's the Guardia girl? Mirabel Guardia.
Well, todas las
Lucero,
isn't light skin still a thing that like people will?
So this is the thing. So like in Hispanic cultures and Latino culture, you being lighter skin is something that they like want, but they don't associate light skin with curvaceous women.
Right.
And they don't care to. Like, they're not, like, trying to be like, you should be light-skinned and you should look like the curvaceous women that are attractive.
Yeah,
no.
Like Shakira doesn't have black features.
And they don't want her to. Like, they don't care for her to have them. Meanwhile, and that's, I think, part of the reason why the subcultures that have happened and the trends that have happened in Latin America haven't been as scrutinized as they have been in America, because like if a woman, like I've always wanted to look curvy, but that's because I remember seeing curvy women on my telenovelas. Like it wasn't because.
But even then, like some of those curvy women, like Lucero, from my understanding, like some of those women don't even have like fake boobs. Like I don't think Thalia has fake boobs. I don't think
Maribel Guardia does, but
yeah,
like,
Maribel Guardia does, like Sofia Vergara does. But I'm like, there's some of them that are like icons, and they don't have like fake.
Like Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek being one of them. Like Salma Hayek.
Does she have natural boobs?
Yes,
I thought she had fake boobs.
I thought those were fake.
I thought those were hella fake.
If I'm not mistaken, she's always like them.
Let me see. I'm about to
look it up because if I'm not mistaken, Salma Hayek has had natural body. Because she's thick.
Yeah,
she's a thick woman. Like when she was in putting her foot inside of Quentin Tarantino's mouth and shit.
Oh yeah.
She was skinnier, right? Yeah. But she still had like boobs and shit. But
the former star of Lonely Hearts film, Salma Hayek, also becomes one of celebrities with breast implants due to the dramatic change of her breast size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then she does have.
But they look natural though.
Yeah, I mean they look great.
They look
Yeah,
good.
she didn't
I'm
like
not,
overdo
okay,
it
for
or
the record,
anything.
I'm not against. In general, I'm not against any of the cosmetic surgery. I'm not against any of that. You should do whatever the hell you want to do. I just want to know why that comment, it really struck me. It was like, why would a woman say that about somebody? Like, why would you? Because it sounds belittling.
Because it is trying to belittle a woman.
If you want to be beautiful, you need to not be a broke bitch.
And I
you know what I mean?
because
Which is not true. First of all, there's beautiful women everywhere.
There is.
And then second of all, why pit the enemy? Like, why make a classist remark about beauty?
Yeah.
When clearly, yes, right? Like, if you want it to be gorgeous, right? You can just look at Kylie before or Kylie after, right?
Yeah.
So and even then, beauty is subjective.
Yeah.
So, but there is a like a reality of like face symmetry, and like there's like the science behind it. Okay, fine, lo que sea, whatever, right? And then obviously like being, having a very specific body type and this and that, blah blah. But why make the sentence so, or why make the remark so combative towards like just a classist statement?
Yeah.
Towards women in general.
Again, and I think it goes back to the fact that in our society, in American society, because first of all, let me just say this. Ain't nobody else giving a fuck about whether or not you got a BBL in Europe, Asia, nowhere else, because that is an
Maybe
American thing. Like, and in Brazil and in Colombia and all these other places, Latin American countries, it's just accepted that you got a BBL done and then you got it. Like, that's fine. Go Zumba. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they want you to do. I'm serious. I'm so serious. Like, that is, because that's how we have associated it to it. Like, it's like, there you go. And women who get jobs done, get nose jobs, get even working out to look really fit for like carnaval and shit like that is completely okay, like, and normal. Meanwhile,
plastic surgery is a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't want to say accepted, but it's like, it's more normalized. There's no stigma.
It's stigmatized
There's
here.
not like a real big stigma about it. Like, you might get some older generation saying like,
¿por qué te hiciste eso?
Like,
Te ves mejor así, or whatever. You know, like little things.
Esa mamona, like, right? Well, you know what I mean? Like, but for the most part, like, people are like, yeah, that's homegirl. She got her tits done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she couldn't do it without it.
And
like, you know what I mean? Like, like Latin American culture is we're just bullies more. I guess.
So I think the real reason why like it's been such a controversial topic in the United States is because of the fact that the United States is a pioneer for a lot of things. Like, we are the originators of a lot of trends, of a lot of things happening in the world. We determine a lot. Like, our social media, our music relevancy, pretty much everything is at one point or another political statements. So the more impact that your culture has on something, the more impact you have as a country. So America's culture being so impactful around the world is a good thing, right? Because you want people to be like, I want to be American. I want to look like Americans. I want to consume American media. It's like a political thing, part of it.
I don't want that.
I know you don't, but you live here, so it doesn't matter. But
you are right though, because Brie was just telling me yesterday that a lot of her British friends like are really enjoy and like follow American culture, which I'm like, why? For what?
I mean, like, everybody follows American politics. It's around the world. Like everybody follows American politics.
It's a power move
because it affects so much, because of the fact that we have so much power, especially like when we're talking about politics. Since we have so much power, we're like the most powerful country in the world. We do affect a lot of shit. And then on top of that, the fact that like, since we have the reach that we do when it comes to our social media or the famous people, whatever, then all of a sudden, like, a lot of like trends and stuff then come from us, and they end up, I mean, going around to, I said this multiple times, going around in Europe, I would go to like thrift shops there and stuff because I love thrift shopping, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get some like different clothes, some different shit. And all of a sudden I go in and it's literally all like American, like high schools and colleges. Like, they have Harvard shirts everywhere and everything. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Because again, like,
Boston.
politically speaking, like, the fact that America's culture is so important in the world, just the world views, like, it's a power move. So an example of this being the reason why, like speaking now of like Korea, for instance, people are not necessarily afraid of it, but they are very keen to like taking a look at the way that Korean pop culture has kind of like popped off out of nowhere because of the fact that they know that it is political at one point or another. Having that cultural relevancy be impactful around the world, how the fuck and why the fuck would you have a bunch of men be impacting the lives of young girls everywhere in the world, and these girls are going to determine what the fuck's going to happen around the world? Like this is, or men and women around the world are like, I really like BTS. What is BTS like? Type of shit like that. So when you look at that, you look at the cultural relevancy that like pop culture and its like the specific country's culture can have on the world, it really impacts how much more of a say that country has. So the
right.
fact
So how does that translate to?
So the fact that America,
hating on each other.
Yeah. So the fact that America's been like that for so long, like our culture, we are obviously super like close knit to our culture because we don't look at other cultures that much like that. Like it's not really in our life to be caring about other cultures because we are the culture that people look at. So that being said, so many people are so closed off to everywhere else, they don't realize that that is not the only option that they can look at. So when young girls are growing up, young women, older women, everybody is talking to each other and they're saying, you have to look like Kim K. You should look and acquired or want to look like Kylie Jenner. Did you see how she used to look like when she was a teenager and now she has lip fillers? That's how you create girls like Bad Baby. That's how you create girls.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's the Cash Me Outside girl.
Yes,
right?
Cash Me Outside. That's how you create girls who get lip fillers in and do all this extra
Yo,
shit.
she made bank on OnlyFans. Did you see that?
Shit like that too. It's like you create this group of women that really do think that is the kind of girl that would say that kind of comment. Natural bodies are for broke bitches. You are not at my caliber because you're a broke bitch. So it's creating this idea, this stigmatization.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. Why is there the tiers? Why is there the competitive? Like, is it because of men? Is it because those kind of women are trying to get a very specific type of man and they're trying to say, oh, you can't get that man unless you look like me?
They be fucking around with Dusties anyways. And some of the times they be making more money than their Dusties by OnlyFans. So like, I don't think they give a fuck. I don't think women give a fuck about men. I think it's all about how you are presenting yourself around a woman. Women care more about what women think about them than what men think about them.
I believe that. But I guess what is the difficult part about saying, look, I am a woman that has made it this far, has done this, done that, and been an advocate for pushing boundaries and helping other women, as opposed to saying like, get on my level, bitch, you can't. Like, what's first of all, what's the purpose of that other than just like ego stroke? And then also like, why is it so difficult to actually do the opposite of that?
Because you are living in a society where that has become what they are pushing. Like society is purposely pushing that, and it goes into a lot of different levels. I feel
so the
like that's
the
what
difficulty
people are
is competition. If I help people get to my level, then I lose out on opportunities.
That's what a lot of people
lose
think.
out on. It's competitive.
A lot of competitiveness.
It's just like if everybody can be an influencer, then nobody's an influencer.
Yeah,
that means I'm not an influencer.
Yeah,
right. If everybody can be this pretty, that means nobody looks at me.
Yeah,
right. So it's just a competitive thing.
Yeah,
right. Which makes sense because that's why men do it.
Yeah.
Men don't really. I mean, men have a different types of priorities in general, right? But and for the most part, some men are really trying to do something different, right? Like Zuckerberg doesn't give a crap about how he looks. He's trying to do a very specific kind of thing. Bezos doesn't care about how he looks. He's like, bro, I'm just trying to get you your Oreos to your door, like, you know. And then he's trying to be like, and he's trying to have a yacht that they have to like tear down bridges for and shit, right? That's a different kind of thing, but it's still competitive for us. It's like.
Still an ego thing.
And we might help each say like, hey, this is how you become, this is how you build your brand, this is how you do this is how you do that, blah, blah, this and that. But at the end of the day, it's also like, look at what I did. Mm-hmm. Fuck
it's about boasting.
You know I got it.
It's
right?
about boasting about it. Yeah.
In that sense, I understand it, right? and they might mask it and say like, "Oh, it's inspiration. I want to be the inspiration for people to come up."
But this is the thing. Even whenever you are a man who's boasting about your successes and doing all these things, a lot of the time that's also rooted in insecurity. So it goes back to the insecurity thing, because a secure man won't give a fuck about boasting, because you gon'. An example. I don't know if you told me about this. I think you did. That what's his name? Was it Wade? No, I don't know. It was a basketball player that was all like, "I'm flying economy, bitch. The fuck you think I'm gonna be spending $1,000 or whatever dollars on?"
Yeah, ocho cinco.
Yeah, ocho cinco. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, like I'm like you gonna know what you know how much money I make. Why the fuck do I have to prove it to you?"
Yeah, he was all
Is that the same guy that had the watch? Like he gets like really cheap watches, and he's like,
how much that cost you?
The fuck?
Yeah.
Like, how much that cost you?
Yeah, he said a real G'd up thing. He asked
How much that cost you?
Yeah, no. Well, he said what time is it to the host?
Yeah.
And the host like put it's a Rolex or whatever, and he's all like it's 4:15 or whatever. He goes, "How much does that cost me?"
Yeah.
It didn't cost me nothing. We know we both know the time now.
Yeah.
Why I gotta have something that costs $50,000?
So like, and it goes back to that. Like that man, like Ocho Cinco, you could argue is a very secure man. That's like, dude, I don't need to prove to you that I have this stuff. I have
today.
it. Like you are gonna go out of your way to prove to me that you have something that you probably don't even have. I know I have it.
He said it in the interview. He said, I don't do it for girls. I know a lot of people do it for girls, but guess what? My shit is public. You know how much money I made in the NFL. And the girls that did their homework don't give a fuck if I have the watch or not. They're trying to get a bag.
Yeah.
They're not trying to get my watch.
Yeah.
They're trying to get a bag. They do their homework. And if I look dusty, they're still going to stand next to me because what they want is that bag.
Yeah, because what I want is to be on that 401k.
And I'm just like, that's facts.
Exactly.
Because there's some women out there that are doing their homework. Like, a ver, I'm going to go to this. I'm gonna go to the All-Star game this weekend and not need to know how much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So I have to figure this out. Who am I blackmailing this weekend?
I think again, this might go back to the idea that for a long time, women didn't have like the ability to make their own money and whatnot. So in their heads is a thing of like, men made money to get women. Women got men for money.
Men made money to keep women, not to get women.
I mean, to get women. I mean, especially back in the day and when you have to have.
Yeah, but a woman will leave you if you can't keep her.
That's true.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like back in the day, in order to have a wife, to have a house, to have kids and all that stuff, like you have to make money.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're a dusty crusty and you don't have no money or anything, like a woman's not gonna want to be with you because she wants stability and whatnot, right?
Well, you know, back in the day,
they couldn't make it themselves.
Well, you know, back in the day, they used to be like giving the women. So like, I don't know.
That what?
Like they daddies used to give him to the men.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was a whole fucked up. It was a whole fucked up thing. I know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I feel like this is where like
but that's where the term
like,
kept women comes from. Like
men, but men don't have to worry about doing themselves up as much, right? Like now it's a little bit more of a thing for men to also do themselves up, but they don't get as much plastic surgery and everything because of the fact that they're like, oh, I get women from having money. And women are like, I get men and I get money from looking good. So I got to get a man to have money and whatnot, so I got to look good.
That's a good point. I never said I got to look good to get a girl. I've tried to look good and it hasn't worked.
What?
and then I've been like, walking down the street.
Excuse you?
And some girl in a van is like, "Hey, what you doing? Where you
What's
going?
your name is?
What's your name is?
What's your name is?
And me and my huarache is like, you know what I mean?
All sweaty from the duplex.
Hey yo, keep your coat on. It's gonna be cold inside.
No, nothing.
I'm getting some air. It's cold out here. It's 95 degrees outside.
It's like 100 degrees inside the house because it's so hot.
With my
ventilation.
sippy cup with full of ice. just chewing on ice.
Just walking down navigation.
No, the first time I ever hung out with you, it was in the winter. So the statement was, yo, you're just gonna have to keep your coat on inside. The heat only works in the bedroom.
Because it only works. The heat only works in the bedroom.
So, you know, if you
Girl,
wanna
there's
get
a
warm.
time and a place. Is what I was trying to say. Hey yo, and for the record, this just goes to the point. For the record, I was perfectly okay with that lifestyle because I have money. I had money. Like, I had a lot of money like saved up, so people would be like, like duplex and shit. And I'm like, boy, I got more money than you. I promise.
Yeah, but
you.
see, and it's even better because I mean, you're not an NFL player or nothing like that, so it's not like your money is posted nowhere. So it was like people really just looked at you and were like, "No, he's just dusty." Nobody even knows.
So, but I'm just walking around like, bro, I'm cool. I'm Gucci. I made more money during COVID. I was just chilling. I was like, I'm gonna buy a house. I got bored. That's what happened. COVID happened, and I wasn't working that much. So I was all like, man, I should do something. I bought a house. I would have never bought a house if I had just kept working throughout. I'd have still been there. Just more money. But anyway, yeah, like you make a good point. Guys make money so they can keep women. Women make money and look good. Wait, what you say?
They look good to get men so they can have money.
That's the one.
See, that ain't gonna be me. I already look fine. So I think that the subpar levels of my beauty are enough to get me by in the world. So what I'm gonna do is just make my own money and not care for the money of somebody else's, whether it be a man or a woman. I would not care about their money. I'm gonna sign a prenup for my money.
I believe in prenups.
Like, I'm gonna get a prenup to protect me from you trying to take my money. Because that's how much money I'm trying to make.
All prenups have an infidelity clause attached to them.
What is it?
Like an infidelity clause. Like it goes void if there is infidelity.
So like the prenup goes void if he cheats on me,
or if you cheat on him.
Why am I gonna have to give him my money if he cheats on me?
Well, no. It wouldn't be like that. It'd be like if you're the one that has more money that like it would
that
be giving him money and whatnot, and he cheats on you. Yeah, no, he don't get shit. But like if you cheat on him and you have the money and whatnot, then that's void. Like,
see, this is the thing about like making a lot of money, because now I'm gonna.
But you have to like specifically say. Like when you drop like if you just drop a regular vanilla basic prenup, then it has the clause in there. But so you have to take it out. You have to like agree. You have to sign like an extra thing.
I want to make sure that it says on there. It's like, if you cheat on me, you get nothing except a test to make sure you ain't got nothing on you and you didn't pass it to me. And if you pass something to me, I don't know, I'm gonna sue you or something.
I'm gonna take the rest of your money.
I'm gonna take the rest of your money.
More money than you anyway.
I'm gonna take the rest of your money.
I don't know, man. Nah.
I believe in prenups. I think prenups are.
I want a
good,
prenup. I want to get. But you know what? This is the thing, though. This is the crazy side talking now. Thinking about that just makes me think. I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna have that much money, if I'm gonna be worrying about a man cheating on me to make sure, because if there's that clause and you trying to cheat on me, that means you're gonna do it real low key and sus. I have to be buying like. Hiring like private investigators now and all
that's
this
why
extra.
Women just let their mans cheat. That's why trophy wives are like,
yo.
Yeah, just.
But I'm not gonna be a trophy wife.
I'm just saying that's why they do it, because they sign a prenup and they're like, I'm gonna
have a trophy
bullshit.
husband, and what am I gonna do with that?
Whatever you want.
So I should cheat.
That's a whole different conversation.
Is that what I'm getting?
I have come to the conclusion that I should be the cheater.
I'm gonna be the cheater. If I make more money than you, I'm a cheat.
There was that comic that said that there was that comic. I forgot. I think it was Gerard Carmichael said, I think at some point you should be allowed to cheat.
Why?
I think if you make a certain amount of money and the other person don't, you should be allowed to cheat. Like, you know. And then he brought up Tiger Woods. He was all like, Tiger Woods was over there doing his stuff, and she got so mad. She keyed his car, destroyed his car, and Buick sent him a new car. He was just like, hey, bro, she fucked up my shit. And they're like, all right,
for your inconveniences,
another one is on the way. The newer one.
The newer one, not even the same one.
So it was like, that man is so great. He was like, got it like that, you know? Which I'm sure pissed her off. But it's like... That was the point. Obviously, it was a joke, right? It was a premise for a joke. But that's what you just said, though. So
that's what you just said.
You just said, like, if I make a lot of money and he don't, and you cheat.
Can I just cheat? I don't know. I think that pegs a different kind of question that I don't know if I would ever. I don't know.
If you would ever what? You would ever cheat?
Like, if I was earning that much money and I was with somebody, I might as well just not be with them and just have a lot of lovers.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say something crazy. What about love? Like, what if you really love somebody? I don't know. I know that that's kind of crazy out there to like think about whatever in this world or whatever. But let's just say
Especially
that you have
for
a
you.
deep emotional bond and you have a deep emotional connection with somebody, and your life is just better when they're around, and they tickle your fancy, and they make you happier, and they light up your world. What about then? I know that's crazy.
But if
I'm just
that's
saying,
the
what
case,
about
then I wouldn't
that?
want to cheat. So
I
it
know,
wouldn't
then
matter.
but like why put? But I guess the real question that I'm asking is, why imagine a scenario where where that's the first thing that comes to mind? Man, I'm making this much money, I should cheat. Why not be like, I'm making this much money, I'm definitely gonna end up picking a guy that I'm gonna be so head over heels in
Yeah.
love with.
Oh,
why,
yeah.
Why is that not the first thing that comes out of your mouth?
Yeah.
Instead of like, damn, maybe I should cheat then. If I make that money.
Yeah. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. We was talking about the fact that men who make a lot of money tend to cheat, and that's why trophy wives just look the other way and pretend they're not seeing the stains
That's- oh,
in
yeah, that's
places.
right, that's right.
So I said, well, if I earn a lot of money, does that mean I should be the cheater? Because what I said was that if a man cheats on me and I have a prenup, I'm taking everything, including the balls.
I don't think I don't think people should get offended whenever people bring up prenups.
What? No,
Yeah,
they
no,
shouldn't.
No,
I think it's a little silly.
You got assets.
but
Protect
again,
them.
I think this comes down to the idea of, I mean,
That's
if
broke
you're
mentality.
in a relationship, if you're in a relationship for love, or if you're in a relationship for money.
Shit, nah. Everything starts with love and ends with a lot of other different shit. So I don't know. Love can end
What
up
do you
in a
mean?
lot of shit. So you can be in love with somebody all you want, and it can still end up real bad.
No, I know. But this is what I'm saying is, like, you shouldn't be offended if you're in it for love. I see if you're offended if you're in it for money, but if you're in it for love and like
Like if I bring it up to you and you get mad, I know you want my money.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't get mad, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe.
A ver, si no, si me quiere.
Well, all right, fine. We'll open up a joint bag. You know what I mean? But if you're like, yo, I'm gonna just sign a prenup, and you're like, why? You don't trust me? It feels like you're just trying to set. It just feels like you already decided we're not gonna be together. Like I kind of just did.
You kind of just did this.
I kind of just did decide that we're not gonna be
kinda just
together.
decided for me.
Because give me back my credit card. Bitch. What's wrong with you?
Dámelo.
Just maxing out my shit. I knew it.
I knew you didn't love me.
There ain't $12,000 worth of groceries in this house. Don't play me. I did a test. I went to Kroger myself and I spent $250. What is this $3,000 credit for?
Fact.
I got some caviar. I got the good caviar.
Good.
I got the nice bottle of wine.
I got the good ham. Damn, dude.
I got the premium
This is
cereal.
crazy. I was just really curious because if all the imagery that I get from women being around other women is like supporting women, like supportive women supporting women, right? Those are all the images that come to mind whenever I think about the camaraderie and the bond and the sisterhood that women have.
I think-
which was to me was always admirable because men don't have that. Men don't have that kind of brotherhood unless they were like soldiers and shit, which is like silly, like to me, right?
So
Like,
I think a better like question than why do women hate other women is why are women so capable of being fake?
What do you mean why they're capable?
Because I mean, like we said, instead of it just being like why do women hate women? Again, we said like.
But who's being
men,
fake?
Men hate men out here and whatnot. But if women are out here and they're portraying that idea of being like, oh my God, girl, I love you so much, and this and that, and then all of a
I know
sudden,
why.
like,
Oh, Regina George.
Yeah.
I know why. I know why. That I was actually about to ask that question. I was about to ask a very.
I should have
posing-
put Regina George on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Gina George.
I was about. So I have this question that I think is very much like accurate. So I think women who are like that, who are like, you know, pretending to be whatever they are with women, and you know, they might be supportive, might not be supportive, might be fake supportive, whatever. Do you think that women keep people around or other women that are friends around for the sole purpose of boosting up their ego? Thus meaning like if you're like mid pretty, you try to keep like mid ugly friends around you so that you like
So
that you look like this around this.
I've
You know
seen
what I
this
mean?
happen 2 times. Sorry.
Like,
not
do you
2 times.
think that's what
I've
women
seen,
do?
I've seen 2 ways that this manifests itself. Like what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen your exact scenario where like really pretty girls try to keep ugly friends so that they're the top, the pick of the crop, right? But I've also seen really pretty girls keep really pretty girls around them, like keep your enemy close kind of shit.
That's also seen that too.
You know what I mean? So I've seen both those scenarios. I've seen both the scenarios of like I want to be picked all the time. So I put my competition low.
Yeah.
So that if we're ever in the cheerleader effect out here, then I'm the first one.
Yeah.
Right? But then I've also seen like girls be like, nah, I don't trust her. But she's hot. And I know that if my boyfriend thinks that's my friend, it'll be less likely that she'll take him from me.
I don't know about that because I done seen bitches be fucking other men.
I mean, I'm not saying it makes that much of a difference.
Friends,
especially
like,
if you got a horrible boyfriend. But I'm just saying.
I'm like, that gonna get in. It's gonna get put in regardless. Like, then I don't know what you mean. That's not keeping your friends, your enemies closer. That's stupid. Dumb.
Keeping your enemy close is
I
dumb?
feel like both of them are super childish, like reactions.
Yeah, it's
to
corny.
things.
Both of them are
It's corny. It's high school. Like, it gives very much both super insecure. It's just like, bro, just be. Like,
That's
why
the
you
thing.
gotta
I
be?
feel
Why
like-
you gotta be better than that? Like,
Well,
just
just
be.
vibe with who you
How do
vibe.
you even have that much energy to put into like I'm gonna be around people that I don't necessarily like? Like, I don't like you as a person, but oh, you're uglier than me, so I'm gonna have a group of friends that are uglier than me, so I look the best. Like, I would be exhausted if I didn't actually like
doesn't
people
that-
around.
doesn't-
social
And the same
climbers
thing,
do shit like that all the
But doesn't
time.
that
That's so
tie
much
into
work.
the
What the
original
fuck?
conversation anyway? Like, shouldn't you be like these girls are getting work done on their bodies to do that? Like, I'd be exhausted too. Like, if you're putting in that much money
Well, my
and
wallet
that, and
gonna
that
be
much
exhausted,
and that
I'll tell
much
you that.
like effort into trying to look a specific way, you can't do that and just be a homebody, you know? Right? Like you, right? It
Yeah,
doesn't
see,
make
I
any
could never
sense.
do
that makes sense.
Look, I'd give myself some new boobs or something, have these big ass tits, and nobody would see them because all I do is sit in my house.
Right, but like
That's true.
But like
That's
how does that
true.
like if you do all of that, you gotta be outside.
Yeah.
all the time.
Yo.
The moment you wake up, you better be outside. So people gotta see that shit, or else why? Or else what you
¿por
doing?
qué? Why?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Or else just get the faja and the and get the ones you can take off real quick. Put the fillers on.
Put the chicken cutlets.
Put the chicken cutlets in, and you good. You know?
I don't know, man. But I have seen.
But it sounds exhausting. Is my point.
I have seen the scenario of girls putting themselves around like people they think are not as up to their caliber, which like all of them mid ugly anyways, but like they really think that they're not. like I seen it. I've seen
Why can't you just be? I'm trying to get you to be. Look, your New Year's resolution is to be a more positive person. Because
I am a more positive person.
Why couldn't you say all of them mid pretty anyway?
Cause they're ugly. What you mean?
Being mid ugly is the same as being mid pretty.
No.
No.
I'm mid pretty.
No, it's like
I need listen.
Give me my camera. Pretty. Let's go for it. Pretty.
No.
Mid pretty.
Ugly.
Ugly.
Mid ugly.
What's in between there?
moderate.
Mid.
Oh, so it's like it's pretty, mid, ugly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like there's
like
people who are just mid. There's people who are like neither
bland,
neither
saltine
pretty-
crackers.
Yeah, the white people kind.
There's
Have you
some white
seen-
girls that
have
are
you-
really pretty.
No, not
Have you seen the
saladitas.
Jubilee like spectrum?
Yeah.
Of like agree and disagree and stuff, and like there's the middle, and then it's like you somewhat agree, you agree, you strongly agree. So it's like you somewhat pretty, you hella pretty,
Yeah.
and then it goes the opposite way too. So it's like you somewhat ugly, you fucking ugly.
Like yeah.
Stay inside.
Yeah. Like you know.
You a debt collector.
Yes.
Stay
So like
on the phone.
So like there's like for instance, like I'm mid pretty, meaning like I know a couple tweaks and shit like that. I could be pretty, you know? And then you add
If I dedicated 30 minutes a day to some cardio.
yeah. And then you add like my personality and then she's really pretty. You know what I mean? Because I make you laugh. I like, you know, people, when I make people laugh, I know I won. Because I made you laugh. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, there's ugly bitches, and then there's like mid-ugly bitches who think that they're pretty bitches. That's the worst kind. Because it's the worst. It is the worst.
I see them out there in the wild thinking they're pretty, but they're not pretty.
I have. Because this is the thing.
Mid-ugly can't have pretty behavior.
Yes. Mid-ugly can't be out here walking around like they think they pretty. But this is the thing. Mid-ugly comes from... Like, you can be pretty, like aesthetically, but then, like, your personality can augment it or, like, decline it in a lot of different ways. So you could be mid, be like, oh, you all right. You know, maybe your nose is a little crooked. Maybe you got a little bit of a hump. It's fine, but you got pretty ass. Let's go.
What do you mean hump?
Maybe you got a lazy eye. Maybe you're going to get two directions at the same time.
You talking about their nose. Wait, Marcela, you said they got a hump talking about their nose.
Yeah, she's talking about their nose.
I thought you meant like Quasimodo.
Maybe your face is pretty, but you look like Quasimodo. Maybe you got 8 toes.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like, you know, your nose got
Bree was like oh, why she got a hump? That bitch is ugly. Bree was all like, I don't know how you class. You don't place people in the right place.
I don't know about you, but that's fucking ugly. Like
automatic.
She
is 10, but she got a hump.
No, so this is the thing.
She a 10, but she got a hump. But if you take that out, she a 10.
If you ever lying down, you can't see the hump.
If she wears the same color shirt and sweatshirt, if the shirt's the same color as the background. Bro, I'm the worst, dude. I can't be at. See, this is.
No.
I don't really mean it.
No. Just for fun.
See,
No.
guys don't have that. Guys have a matrix,
What?
not a spectrum. Guys have a matrix.
Right.
It's. Well, I'll go this way.
Is it like the?
It's like good looking, ugly. I don't know what was right here.
Moderate.
Either or, right? And then there's a y-axis, and it's
Money.
no money, and then it's a plane.
Yeah.
It's not like you can. You can
mean
move
like the crazy-
spaces.
hold on, like the crazy hot scale?
It's like if you good looking, you always over here, and if you all of a sudden gain weight, you might be over here.
Yeah.
But you got money, you stay over here.
It don't matter.
It's just moving
Yeah.
down.
But
the
there's
line.
a whole nother axis of funny, not funny.
That's the Z
Yeah.
axis.
Yeah.
You're talking about this one.
Confident,
You were just
not
talking about the
confident.
two-dimensional field. We're not talking about 3D.
And the reason we don't talk about the Z axis, to be honest with you, is because one, you're always looking at the matrix from this side,
Yeah.
and this, if you ugly and broke, but you all the way over there on the funny, and it's a good thing, it won't matter because they'll just keep you in the
Is that
dark
the friend
anyway.
zone?
You're not gonna get claimed on Instagram like
You're
that.
the friend.
That's the friend zone.
You're the friend
That's
zone.
the friend zone.
X-axis
that's
just determines
that's
how much of a friend you are.
That's the bro zone. That's the you my brother.
That's the friend zone that occasionally, if she gets drunk enough, might let you hit. Because that means that's not a real. It's just like for the
Maybe.
late nights.
Maybe, but it's like the crazy hot scale.
That's the brown bags.
Oh. Yeah. It's to turn the lights off.
It's
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's the brown. It's to turn the lights off.
I only do it from behind so that I can't see nothing. like did it, let it.
I need you to have a good view.
What I was trying to say about these bitches is that I've seen them out in the wild and I've seen how they interact, and it's very interesting because you throw somebody who's very confident about themselves, i.e. somebody like me or other friends that I have that are very confident about themselves, and it throws their whole thing off. Like they're like, why? Like why? Because
The hump starts.
like because like for instance, like this person really thinks they're pretty, right? Or at least portrays themselves as a, oh, I'm a pretty person, I'm above you and all your other friends, right? But then you throw a confident mid pretty person who knows that they're mid pretty but is very confident, is like, oh, fuck that shit, I know, like it's not a big deal. So
Just gives you one of these.
like, it's just like, so literally when you put a mid pretty person who's aware that they are that and that their personality matches that and everything else around that matches that, you can't do much with it. You get the bitches like me that start talking about comparing myself to Beyonce. So like, this is what I mean. Like, you create this person that really is just like, I don't give a fuck whether you mid pretty or not pretty. You be fucking ugly and it'll be the same thing. Like, I'll still be the mid pretty bitch that I am. You know what I mean? But when you put people like that, like who are unaware of their scale, or at least try to pretend that they're above the scale, they start being like, oh yeah, shit, yo, they about to expose that I'm a mid-ugly person.
You about to expose,
like,
I
you
drove
really
in a
about to
Civic.
expose it. So then it creates this like dynamic of women still of trying to find people who are even lower than the mids. Like, they'll try really hard. And it's like a thing that women do sometimes. So it's kind of nasty that they do that.
That's the question I've been asking
Because
myself.
they really want to make themselves feel like they pretty when
So
they
it's
mid
insecure-
ugly.
it's all insecurity then.
It's all about insecurities. And you could be a mid ugly person with like a mid pretty or pretty personality that will bump you up enough, and people won't give a fuck that you mid ugly
Yeah.
because you got a nice personality.
Yeah.
But if you
Girls
match,
won't. Guys will.
yeah, yeah, guys, it's different.
That's
Yeah. Te encuentras los que están en
gotta find the right
jorobaditos y luego los que tienen el ojito acá, like it's, yeah, they'll be like, yeah, you know.
See,
But-
I think this is why I'm more like, my concern is more with, like we said, regardless of if you're a guy, if you're a girl, if you're insecure, you're going to hate on the people around you and not try to tear down people around you to make yourself feel better, make yourself look better, whatever. So my question is more like, at least with men are just more straightforward about it.
Yeah.
They don't act fake about it. They'll just fucking, they'll tear another man down to their face. But why are women so fake about it? Why do women like sit here and they'll be like, oh my God, yeah, they're my friend. I love you so much. You look so great. And then they walk away and then they talk shit about them, like,
because it's the mid ugly girl who really thinks she's pretty, trying to keep all her mid ugly friends like at bay. Like, you trying to keep them with you.
but why is there so much like tactic there? Like again, why do you have that
they're
much
crazy.
energy to put into that shit to have like a tactic?
Why
Of, like,
they're
Why can't
crazy.
y'all just be friends? My voice. That's my voice. My voice is just going away. Why can't y'all just be friends?
what is the Mean Girls?
She doesn't even go here.
Why can't we all just
Get along
hug and
and
get
rainbows?
along? And she doesn't even go here.
No, like,
The best part of that movie is whenever homeboy is in the girl's bathroom and she goes, "Is this the girl's bathroom?" And she goes, "Oh my God, Danny DeVito, I love your work." It's so good. I stayed laughing at that. I rewinded that shit like 3 times. Mean Girls is a classic.
it is a classic. Oh man, kind of sidetrack. All of those damn movies, they cannot be taken into context anymore now. Like, if you
I feel like Mean Girls is kind of timeless, but like White Chicks, you can't. White Chicks.
no,
you can-
I don't think Mean Girls is either, because
What they do?
they got like the girls in the wheelchairs and shit like that, and like they be making like kind of insensitive comments about it.
But I also
Did they say some ableist
I mean,
shit?
I think there is some like insensitive things in there, I guess. But
I think they play with tropes a lot, like the Asian twins with the PE instructor, like they play with those tropes a lot.
Fact that it's made to be like all of those like tropes and stuff, like it's kind of making the statement that like you're a shitty person for doing that. Like, they talk shit about Regina George
well, no,
for
'cause,
being
like,
the shitty person that she is, for making fun of people for that kind
No,
of
no,
stuff.
no, but there's,
and
like-
then at the
there's,
end,
like-
they're all like, oh, we're all best friends. We all
no,
love
but
each
there's
other.
like
We got over
actual
that.
like actual like depictions and like messages that they're sending about selective groups of people in the movie.
Yeah, they're stereotyping people for sure.
Yeah, there's some stereotypes in there and certain things that I do feel like nowadays, if the young crowd, I'm not part of that crowd anymore, would look at it and be
Gen
like,
Z.
this is so
Insensitive.
insensitive. It's like, shut
Damn,
up.
are we getting old? Are we getting too old for woke culture?
No,
That's gonna
no,
be next
because I know
week.
what wig means.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm too old.
I found out what wig meant, and I,
I
was
just don't
so
like
confused.
that. I just don't like that white people took woke from black people.
Did they? I thought they took
Yeah.
it from the LGBTQ community.
Oh, did they? Man, I'm about
Or
to
did the
learn.
No,
LGBT
but this is-
community
okay,
They
take
took
it from black
they
people?
took it from black people.
Look,
the
this
first time I
comes-
ever
this-
heard it was all like, "Yo, if she don't text you after 9 p.m. but she posts the stories on Instagram, she cheating. Stay woke."
This is what it goes back to the.
Which is why
I brought
people
this up before.
colonizing more.
The fact that people also say that the LGBTQ community
Has taken appropriates a lot of black culture.
black culture a lot, and that there's like there are people that have an issue with that as well.
Well, the thing
feel
with the
very
LGBTQ community is it's not a race.
what?
the LG physical therapy. She said PT. She said the LGBT. LGBT.
Yo, I was trying to say the LGBT.
Yo, that's the type of PT
The
I
lesbian,
need.
gay physical therapy community. LGBT.
LGBTQ community.
Q. LMNOP. WX.
The community, I feel like is a little hard. I don't know, because being part of the community, I mean, you're not just one race, so it's like there is a multitude of like black, white, Latino, Asian, everything, like all ethnocentric, everything in there. So it's like
It's a little weird to-
appropriating it from a culture when they're also part of the culture is a little weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a little weird. Like, I don't think the LGBTQ community is taking from black culture. I think the black residents of the LGBTQ community,
Just
the
say
black
it.
members
Yeah,
are
but I
like,
think-
yo,
I
this
think-
is who we are. We put, and
the
then
point-
they're like,
the point
but they're so
is-
influential in there.
But
Oh, they are.
that's-
They're like the
point
most
is the fact that
influential.
like if it's a black person part of the LGBTQ community, then the other like the black community then doesn't have a problem with it, but they see it as a problem when it's like a white gay man
Yeah.
all of a sudden over here like yes.
Well, that's
sis,
because
yes,
they don't.
queen,
That's because they don't like white
like-
people, though. So
I know, but
this is
that-
our collective hatred against white people.
It's just-
so like,
just black and
because like when
black and brown collective hate,
yeah, any black and like
collective tone of disapproval.
black and brown, anything that means that you're not white is overall. I feel like if a black person were to come up to me and like say something like Latino, something, I don't know what the fuck Latinos say, like, or about tacos or something, or beans or whatever. I don't know, something that is like very much like, let's say they make a taco wrong. I'm gonna be like, nah, homie, that's not how you do it. Then I see a white person doing it wrong. I'm like, you're nasty. I can't believe you fucking do that. Like, why would you do that shit to my taco? Like, that's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I were to see that happening, like, I feel like I'm okay with it. Even if like the Asian community or whatever community, all communities were to be like, trying to make tacos or whatever, something simple like that, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. To each their own. That's a nice little thing. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add teriyaki sauce to my thing next time. And then, but like, you make a white person does it and they add like balsamic vinegar and be like, ew, what's wrong with you?
They had mayonnaise to the taco.
Yeah, like go back.
some ketchup instead of salsa.
Like ketchup.
Ketchup as a salsa. Like add ketchup to your salsa as the
What the
tomato.
fuck?
Like nah, bro.
It's tomato based.
The salsa is too
tomatillo 'cause
spicy
it's
for
a
me.
little
It's
spicy.
a little too spicy for me. No, bitch. Like that's what I mean. So like
That's a flagrant foul.
I feel like maybe
That's
in
flagrant
the
foul for
LGBTQ community, when like a Latino were to say that to a black man, they'd probably be like, it's okay, like whatever, or like whatever. Or if like an Asian guy were to say it, because like one of the Try Guys is gay, I think, and he says things like that all the time, and I don't think nobody has ever mentioned his shit. But the minute like but then his white counterparts don't say shit like that. They're like, nah, G, I'm not about to be involved in all of that. We're just gonna keep that far away.
Yeah.
And land never before seen. Like that's
fair.
But I appreciate when white people can collectively be like, yeah, I'm not gonna step on your toes like that because it's not gonna be that.
It's a hard toe. Oh my god.
It's a fine line.
It's a fine line.
It's a fine line.
Anyway, I just wanted to get to the bottom of that because this week, like back to back, I was hearing them and I was
It's like
wait, did I miss something? Did I miss something on Twitter
Women
and y'all
hate
don't like
each
each
other.
other no more? Because that would be very disheartening. I found it very admirable that women were so supportive of each other because I feel like men should be like that more and men
Don't
aren't
believe
like
it, we're
that
lying.
more. And I felt so I'm like, man, look, like women really do take care of each other. And then
not always.
this week I was like,
Some of them are just fake. That's what it is. Women are more capable of being fake than men. So some
I will
women
say-
use that premise of being like, oh, women are supposed to be there for women and supposed to like, support each other and lift each other up and whatnot. And then well, the insecure ones though use that premise to then be fake.
Yeah.
And use it against
Because they know
the
that people will believe them.
Yeah. Where with men, it's like men don't do that. So
Like
when they're
I just
insecure,
saw-
they just
I just saw-
go for the throat.
I saw a debate where this porn star was talking to this other personality. I don't know, debater, and they were talking about the Me Too movement, and she herself said, like, I think it was very, very, very important for the Me Too movement to happen, but I also think there needs to be due process, and you shouldn't be believing all these hoes. And I was like, I didn't say it. The guy didn't say it. It was a guy that she was talking with. I was like, she said it. Direct
That's
all the
what
comments.
she said.
Direct all the comments
She
to
said.
her, because men can't say shit like that.
No, they can't. They can't. And she right.
I know she's right.
She definitely
but like
right.
men wouldn't dare. Men would be like, that's not my place. I'm not gonna say that, because the moment I say that is every woman's gonna be like, what have you done? Because now you acting sus right now, and then they don't even want those eyes to be like, direct all the behavior.
You look like you're trying to direct a plane right now. I'm watching you. You're over here like eat. Like,
He's about to start turning.
Follow the rich white man.
No way.
Follow, yeah. Anyway, until next time, we can talk about some other shit next time. Hopefully nothing so
Flagrant.
But anyway, tune in to all the live streams. Follow all of the content: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, FaceSpace. I was going to say FaceSpace. Facebook. All of the above. If you guys keep, share a comment, like everything, it'll really help us out. Thank you. Till next time. Peace.
Betty bet.
Did you end the stream?